Hey, welcome to my extreme survival challenge chased by zombies. I was to escape on my bike, but it broke down. What a bummer. Though I tried to restart it, zombies were closing in. I abandoned the bike, fled into the woods like a rabbit, and reached the Rosa River. It's a desolate death zone, no troops, no survivors. Exhausted, I barely found shelter at the dock, grateful the iron bars kept the chattering zombies out. What I saw made me lose faith in the government. I struggled to the dock only to find no boats. Are they kidding me? Desperate, he heard zombies growling. Suddenly, a yacht appeared from afar, a true lifesaver. With fishing spear, Will plunged into the water, swimming to the yacht. After 99 seconds of frantic swimming, he boarded it, only to find no gas. Unbelievable. Last straw broke, and then noises emerged from the cabin. Oh no, not a party. Turns out, the cabin was hosting an innocent baby. Will's panic instantly transformed into an absurd comedy moment. As night fell, Will reluctantly navigated the canal on his inflatable boat looking for a way to the Canary Islands. The water surface was still like stolen goods. Will drifted aimlessly. Safe in water, his boat broke down mid-river. By then, darkness fell and a thud came from the boat's bottom. Will instinctively raised the propeller and found something strange. Will peeked over and was shocked by a water-swollen corpse. Then, a roar came from afar. He thought it was the rescue team, hope rising. He waved for help, but as the boat neared, he saw they weren't Goft officials, opportunistic pirates. This felt like a dark comedic nightmare. Will had no choice but to follow them to their party. Soon, they reached a cargo ship and Will found food for the kittens. The man ahead seemed fierce, with the hat-wearing guy beside him as the captain, a truly tense scene. The guy in the hat asked if Will was a local, and when Will said yes, it was like dousing the room in bullseyes. Will then asked the captain why they weren't heading to the safe zone, but the offhand response made him totally ticked off. When he said he was a lawyer, Victor wasn't thrilled. He took the opportunity to warn Will, dude, that can be a quick ticket to fame around here. No one likes lawyers. Victor claims to be a pilot, his staying a result of his skills. Will, however, was told he's worthless and just wasting food. Just like that, Will was living under the radar here. At night, chaos reigned outside. Will saw through the window survivors in a lifeboat seeking help from a cargo ship, a mix of laughter and tears. Unfortunately, Will was too tired and fell asleep again. The next morning, no trace of the survivors remained. Looking for answers, he asked Victor, who replied that no survivors boarded last night. This sent Will spiraling into conspiracy. He felt like the next victim. Anxious, he found Victor again, urging joint escape and where a helicopter was. As long as we find a helicopter, Victor, we can escape this wasteland and head to the Canary Islands. Victor's position here wasn't high, but he wasn't in immediate danger either. He advised Will to keep a low profile and not stir the pot. Noticing Victor's reluctance, Will left too, sneaking out of the cabin that night to assess and plan his escape. Spotting that the speedboat was unguarded, Will didn't hesitate to make a move. But first, he just had to check if there were more prisoners below deck. He crept under deck, found two tied men, and freed them. One suddenly started complaining. Seemingly collapsing man suddenly yelled, attracting guards, and was shot dead. Will was also spotted and walked out with hands up. At that moment, Victor heard the noise and hurried down to tell the guard that Will was still useful, pleading for his life. But the guards, all worked up, were ready to kill Will when Victor suddenly lunged to stop them. Victor overpowered the guard and quickly wrapped a rope around the guy's neck, clearly employing the ultimate choking tactic. With that, Victor eliminated the guard, and they slid out from below deck onto the boat. Just as they were about to untie the ropes and escape, the guards caught wind of their plan. One teammate was shot dead. Will fled in a speedboat. After fleeing all night, they reached shore, but Victor was shot in the shoulder and needed urgent hospital care. A race against death. Will took a car and drove to the hospital. Upon arrival, he saw no planes at the airport and anxiously turned to Victor to explain. Just then, a zombie leaped into the car. Will panicked and slammed on the brakes, sending the zombie flying out. He quickly grabbed his submachine gun and loaded it up with ammo. A rapid-fire barrage later, and all the zombies hit by bullets just dropped like flies. What a wild moment. Will rushed his companion toward the hospital, secretly praying that the nurses there weren't zombies. Dark corridors screamed danger, so Will boldly pulled out the glow stick to light the way, avoiding any ambushes from lurking zombies. Soon, Will located an operating table with Victor on the verge of passing out. They had to retrieve that bullet fast, or else he might get an early visit from the Grim Reaper. Will set off to find some painkillers, but was startled when he heard the laughter of kids echoing from the vents. What a surprising twist. He followed the sound to its source and found kids playing, though caution still tinged his heart. Will tried calling out to the kids in the vents, but suddenly heard a growl behind him from a zombie. He quickly turned to deal with that. While blocking the attack, he used his spear to take down the zombie, but the noise only attracted even more zombies. He dashed back into the operating room and slammed the door shut. When he turned around, he found that Victor's voice was gone from the operating room. Just then, as the zombies were about to break in, a woman suddenly appeared at the door, urging Will to hurry and follow. Without hesitation, Will quickly followed. Closing the door as zombies poured in, he saw Victor sitting and joined her to lift him onto the cot. If you enjoy this crazy story, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to our channel. Stay tuned, because more exciting tales are on the way.